Hello everyone. How are you? Hope all is well with you all and you and your families are doing okay. So, most Jamaicans, especially dancehall fans and fanatics, are up in their feelings about the Alkaline interview. Some think he dissed their god, dancehall artist Vybz Kartel, all because he said when asked about Vybz Kartel, his response was, "Isn't he locked up?" Personally, I don't see anything wrong with that response because some time ago when Carter was asked about alkaline, he said the alkaline water in the store. So what's wrong with if he's locked up? Wasn't he locked up? The thing with the devil's disciples, they are there to inflate every situation and make it worse than what it actually is. There was never the same uproar when Cartel talked about alkaline and referred to him as the water. You lot make more excuses for Vybz Kartel more than what he really needs. But truth be told, it's the devil's time now. And right is wrong and wrong is right. It is designed for toxic, messy, and dunce people to continue doing crap and draw more toxic people to feel wrong and strong so the devil's army can continue to be increased. This has to be studied to make sense because any well-thinking person will quickly realize that the interview was set up with the wrong interviewer. Hughes should have never been the one to interview Alkaline because the interviewer is part of the reason why it was a crappy interview. Because when I think of Hughes, I think of what's going on in politics, the murder rate in the country, what's going on in the House of Parliament, big accident on Spur Tree Hill. He and dancehall affairs is like oil and water. It don't mix. So it don't make any sense for him to be the interviewer. And if you lot spend time to stop the bar talk and use your brain to think, you would realize there is a reason behind Hughes doing the interview. Now, personally, I believe the oldest unknown interviewers who should have done the interview should have been Winford Williams on stage, or Anthony Miller, that guy that interviewed dancehall artist Jaii, Seani B, BBC One Extra. They are rooted in the reggae and dancehall business. Their thing is mostly about music and artists. And for me, the younger heads for interview, my number one would be Frais, because he understands the young mind and he is with what is going on in the industry. He would know exactly what the appropriate questions to be asked that should be asked. No matter if you don't like Frais, his interviews are top tier, next level, and he is very knowledgeable. You got to give him that. And he's very articulate. He's not no dunce either. He might just give himself problems, but in terms of being a good interviewer for blogs or vlogs, he is one of those that are in the top tier. For me, next would be The Truth Is Real, Walk and Talk. You hear what him name? Walk and Talk. him in a every musical business, every artist business. He surrounds himself with dancehall artists, producers, artists, promoters. He's in the street, so he know what is what and know to what level to take it. He may not be grounded and intellectual, more like a Jaii in how he organizes his questions, but we would have gotten a better interview compared to a Hughes as an interviewer of a dancehall artist, and it would have made a whole lot better sense. Next for me would be the Fix. Love them, but certain people they should not interview because they're a bit too giddy headed, but still would be better than a Hughes in the interview. From we get around Harry laughing her head off, we would get some sensible questions coming out of it and get some answers as well. So this all joining on the bandwagon of blaming Alkaline for the interview has to be shared. Some of the responsibilities with how the interview went has to be put at the feet of Hughes as the interviewer of a dancehall artist. Hughes should really and truly stay in his lane at what he is good at. Hughes doesn't have to compete with anyone because he's good at what he does. And even among my parents and household, he is respected in his field because, trust and believe, his station plays all day in my parents' home. So he is respected by a certain generation. But in terms of getting involved in dancehall affairs to that level, to interview a dancehall artist about his music, what's going on in his life, career, contrary stuff, and all of that, you have to get to people who mixing and mingling in a dancehall business. This interview was way out of Hughes' league. Now guys, you know what I find with Jamaican people? They have more egos than brain, and they have no empathy for anyone unless their wagonist friends is having empathy, then them try to copy or pretend empathy. We need to have empathy sometime and listen well. If you don't listen, you won't learn. Now guys, when you will listen to the interview with Alkaline, does he seem all screwed down to you lot? Kind of remind me of Jamal, who went through a breakdown, and if he never came out and say he went through this and that and alleges that his friends obey him and all these things, which really and truly he really had a mental breakdown. Whatever the reasons, only him and him doctors and whoever is around him really know what goes down. I don't know, but he did come out and said that he went through a phase, right? Just bear in mind, if he never came out and say anything, all we knew is that we haven't heard from him in a while. You understand? And he has always done good music. What could happen? What could be so wrong that he hasn't been producing any music? Now, Alkaline is a very private person, and you will never know what is going on because him don't mix up with dancehall artists and them friends and them family, so nobody can carry no information or no news. Everybody is always guessing and spelling what is going on in his life, and I understand that so well because news travel You understand? Especially among Jamaicans who basically spend their lives wanting to know what is going on in them neighbor business, them family business, them friends, them co-worker, everybody else business they want to know and for them want to pop down. As for me myself, I have a good ears and eyes for a certain thing. And what I do know, he seemingly went through a phase in his life where life gets in the way. And it happened to the best of us. Some people have not seen the worst end of it. And it might not be a great big deal, but you can tell that he went through a phase in his life. And for me, it's easy to see. He was far out of sorts in his responses during the interview. That is why, if you notice, not any and anyone could have done the interview. It was well planned and orchestrated to be not too much pressure. You guys need to cut the toxic and tear down ways that you lot have in putting meaning and reasons to tearing down people when you really and truly don't even know or understand what is going on in people's lives. And with Alkaline, you will never have the whole story and what he has been through. He tried as much as possible to be very basic and very vague, because while he has fans that has empathy and understanding, majority just need something to run with, to chat about him, to tear him down, to add on legs and foot on it and turn it into something else. All you lot need to know, he will be shelling down his show New Rules this weekend. And as an artist, he's a damn good artist and he knows how to draw the crowd. Truth be told, based on how Jamaicans are, I would never open up to you a lot as an artist to let you lot really know anything that is going on in my life. Just know he has a good support team around him and you can clap that. They keep him on the straight and narrow. He doesn't have to be out here wrapping up with his fans. He is an artist and he produces music. And when he puts on a show, he does it to the fullest and it's worth watching. Take it or leave it. If he doesn't want to share what is going on in his life with his fans, just focus on his music. He has already made his mark in dancehall history. And that, my friend, can't be rubbed out. He can never not do what him done do already. Big up and blessings, Alkaline. All the best for your show this weekend. Anyway, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.